Purdue as Mitchell looks for an answer.
Ooh, pure, nothing but net.
Garland to the basket, stole the inbound pass. He lays it in.
Basketball down there.
Very high percentage shot for him from that spot. Merrill for three. Tristan Thompson on the floor. The end. That's short. Hard rebound. Ricochets out to Merrill for three again.
For the We Like Sports Show, tune in and see the latest the crew has to say regarding the latest sports topics nationally and locally. Make sure to check out our website as well, WeLikeSportsPC.com. Subscribe on all platforms, including podcast platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and much more. And be sure to follow us on X at We Like Sports PC.
Started with Anderson and Ramirez.
He said, let's go, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he wants the game to start, but they won't let it. And rightfully so.
And welcome to the We Like Sports Show. I'm your host, Ed in Columbus, with my co-host, Keith Allen. Keith, how's it going today, my guy?
It's going. What's going on with you?
Well, having a pretty fall-like day in the capital city in the Buckeye State. Well, I walked out of work today, and I'm like, it's chilly right now.
Right, because it's chilly up here, too. It was like 57 degrees up here.
Yeah, we're in the higher 60s, but, to the point, it is fall-like weather, but looking at the end of the week, it looks like summer rears its ugly head. 90s are back coming. Looks like Sunday. So don't get too used to this. Like I said, Ohio is Ohio weather. So usually,
exactly.
Yeah, 4 seasons in one day isn't out of the question. Looks like we're going to have the 4 seasons throughout the weekend, and I guess you have to get used to it. Got to get used to it. But also too. Being in the capital city yesterday, Jack Nicklaus had the Memorial Tournament that went off well. Scotty Scheffler, your winner. I thought it was a nice tribute to they introduced who was going to be the 50th honoree next year, and it's going to be none other than Barbara Nicklaus, Jack's wife, through all these years. So I thought that was kind of cool. Jack was actually the honoree at the 25th anniversary of the Memorial. Barbara's going to be at the 50th. So I thought that was nice. Once again, anytime Ohio, looks good, and it did with the blimp. And, one thing about Muirfield, they always do a nice job. And it's always nice to have a PGA event as high as a Memorial in the Buckeye State. So, I know at Akron, they used to have one in Akron, a tournament event. Now I think it's with the seniors now. And I think that kind of sucks. As Akron, I know Akron Firestone, that's a beautiful course. And hopefully they'll get something back on the schedule because, Ohio being a golf haven like it is, I think some people, South Carolina, this or that, but Ohio's great for golf. And you think they'd have more PGA events than what we do just with the one.
You would think. Yeah, you would think.
Especially with Cleveland and everything and the tradition that they have. I kind of very weird that the schedule only comes around once a year, but hey, whatever the case may be, Columbus looked good, Ohio looked good, and that's always a good thing. But
it's a great thing.
It's a great thing. But what else is a great thing, and we'll get into it right away. I got my Guardians hat on, the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to Major League Baseball here, and wasn't looking good. We talked about it on All About Sports 216 on Sunday. My PTSD with the 3-2 loss against the Marlins on Friday, but they righted the ship.
Yes, they did.
Got the win 8-0. It looks like on Saturday, and then obviously yesterday 6-3, winning 2 out of 3 and getting that series win. Like you said, had a little bit of a hiccup losing on Thursday, Friday, 2 in a row now. Keith Allen, what are your thoughts on the Guardians?
Well, the thoughts is Dave Lively all right?
Oh, I hope so, because that's another starter that going down.
Because he went out after only 65 pitches and 5 innings, and I found that kind of strange. I said, 65 pitches, 5 innings. They wasn't touching him. They weren't touching Lively Saturday.
He's been one of our consistent starters too.
Got to keep our fingers crossed for that, because we cannot afford another injury on that starting pitching staff.
Oh, I know we had talked about it, and you were talking about two bats. We were talking about one arm and the rotation end and the bullpen. I mean, could it be possibly if Gavin Williams doesn't come back in a hurry? Could it be two starters and maybe nobody in the? I think the starting position is something that we gotta address. Oh, I also want to give a shout out to my guy Nick Botkins. He had on Yvette from Bougie Sports yesterday, so check out the Botkins show. But hey, Nick, to your point, and we'll get into NBA later, but Kyrie on a milk carton, yeah, maybe that may be the case. Not showing the Cleveland Kyrie that we're used to in these finals so far. Maybe he just doesn't like to play in Boston, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, thanks for the comment, Nick. Maybe he's the turd of the so far. He's the turd of the week so far. Kyrie Irving, he likes to do that segment on his show. But back to the Guardians. Yeah, I mean, they need two arms. Like I said, could it be two starters? I don't know at this point because I mean, it doesn't mean anything if you can't get to the bullpen.
That's true. That's definitely true. And how far can the bullpen actually get you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they lead. They got to be leading the American League in appearances. The bullpen.
I think they're up there, but here's the one good thing that they every time they haul out Clase, every time they haul out these guys, they do make a great point. Matt Underwood and the guys at Valley Sports, they always do bring up the point that yes, they've made a lot of appearances, but they haven't had a lot of pitches, and that's a testament to how good the bullpen's going to be. But hey, like and I know, Clase got hit for a home run yesterday, uncharacteristic of him. There's going to be a time and a point where other teams figure it out, and they're going to extend the innings and stuff, and you may still get the saves, the holds, but you're going to wear out the arms. And if you got to get the 6 to 7 innings from the starters, or it's going to be a long summer.
Yes. Yes. So hopefully, Lively, I hope your arm is right, buddy.
Oh, please be yes. Let's talk about the hitting for the Guardians. Tyler Freeman coming through with a big 3-run homer in the 7th inning. It's nice to see, and to the point we've been harping on all year about the production from everybody on the team. And it's good to see, that these young guys are stepping up, and it's not named Miles.
All I'm gonna say is thank you, Mr. Vogt. Thank you for having the vision and thinking outside the box to put Tyler Freeman in center. So far, it's worked as aces for real.
Yeah,
it's worked as aces. I mean, Freeman, you can't really look at his average. What is 223, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
because Freeman gets timely hits, and you can bat Freeman all over the order if you really think about it. Freeman is hit first. He's hit second. He's hit fifth. He's hit seventh. He's hit eighth. He's hit ninth. You can put him anywhere in order, and he produces at key given times.
Well, that's the thing about it is it's like, the whole Miles Straw experiment was that, we could always handle that he was going to have a pretty low average, but he wasn't getting the timely hits anymore. He was always playing a great center field, but now I think Tyler Freeman, would he have 1 or whatever like that? He's been pretty flawless out in center field. And that's the thing. Is he Miles Straw in center field? No, but at the same time, he's above average and he's getting it done out there. And like to your point, and I think that the key to the Guardians have been timely hitting. It's getting those clutch hits. That's how you come back when you're down a run, on the road. You're going to need to string together some hits, and and fortunately for us as fans, they've been getting the home run ball too, which has been nice. Yes. But you can't always count on that. And to your point, it's that key clutch hit that Tyler Freeman's been getting for us, him along with others, and it's been nice to see. And that's why their record is what it is.
Because did you ever imagine Tyler Freeman hitting 6 home runs this year?
No. And that's 5 more than what Miles Straw hit a home run than last year. 5 more than
he has 6 home runs, and he probably has more RBIs than Miles Straw had last year.
Yeah. I just think that, what it was, Keith, and I think fresh face in the managerial spot, fresh faces in the field, on the base pass, hitting. This team needed it wasn't like there was a Tito fatigue. I'm not going to say that, but I think that when you kind of turn it over to a new era, it's nice to see that it's not just a manager harping at the same old players and, oh, this is good. No, you need to see that youth inflection with this team. We talked about the window being the next 2 to 3 years and they're kicking in that window really hard this year. They're, and I think that, and
yes, they is.
Because of this, I want your answer on this. Because of what they're doing, do you think it's put extra pressure on the front office to make moves at the trade deadline?
They better. This could be the year. If not now, then when? You can't go saying, "Oh well, we got a window open for 3 years," and your pitching staff and your starting pitching staff is on. It's being held up together by duct tape.
It's looking like the Browns QB room last year.
Exactly. So this is the year. This is definitely the year.
Well, you can't waste historical starts like we've had.
Because think about this. How many people would have thought that the Guardians would be 20 games over 500 in June? And if I told you Shane Bieber was not going to be available after the first 2 starts in April, and I told you also that Tristan McKenzie hasn't really been Tristan McKenzie.
His arm's going to fall off, isn't it?
Ed?
I mean, I don't want it.
Saying for the longest. And I hate that. Dude.
I mean,
this is the year.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, the AL East, I mean, not the AL East, but the AL is kind of open. If you really think about it.
Well,
if you get another bat, and you get you might have to get 2 starters.
I know.
Depending on what's wrong with Lively or not.
Yeah, I agree.
And you get another bullpen arm.
Yep.
This team we can have a October to remember.
Well, I want to say this, Keith, and I want to see if you agree with me, but I love what you said about the AL and the American League in general, but it seems to me you got a mediocre AL West, okay?
Yes.
If you're the Guardians, you're dominating, you win the AL Central, okay? And then you're probably better than a little bit better than Kansas City. You're better than Minnesota. The only team you really have to worry about, maybe 2 teams, is Baltimore and New York. It seems like it's a 3-team kind of AL right now. It's Cleveland,
a 3-team
Baltimore,
American
New York.
League right now.
And you have to go all in. If that's the case, if you're Cleveland, you have to win. Like you said, you're going to wait till there's 7 good teams?
Think about this. Don't we get tired of falling short to New York?
It's been like that for the last
60
years.
We done fell short to New York. The last time we beat New York in the playoffs was when CC and Paul Bird and them was here.
Yeah, 07. Yep.
Yeah, that's the last time. That's the last time we beat New York. Don't you get tired of falling short to the Yankees?
Yes.
And
yes.
And they can talk about all this. Well, the fans support. The fans have been coming to the stadium.
They have. They really have
been coming to the stadium, and the management and the ownership owe that stuff to the fans.
They absolutely do. Here's the thing.
They owe it to them.
I also too, I think some of the moves that they make at the trade deadline, this isn't like one of those years where it's like, okay, we need to get better than New York and Baltimore, and then you a rental player. No, you need to be creative with this and look and say, hey, look, the window is 2 to 3 years. So let's do something to help us this year and the year after that and the year after that. It doesn't have to be this 6-month rent a player. No, it can be something creative where maybe I'm getting a higher price veteran, but maybe I extend him for the 2 to 3 years, and then maybe, hey, if it doesn't work out, you can always get rid of them later. But they got to do something. They got to do something to carry this over from this year moving forward.
Yes, and you ain't got to get the hottest pitcher coming. Everything else.
You look like you got an ally there, Keith. You got an ally.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, to the Cleveland fans, don't y'all get tired of falling short to New York, Boston. Well, you might have to worry about Boston this year.
Well, but I go historically, I know where you're going with this. The bigger market teams,
yes. And this may be the year.
Yeah. Well,
think about it. Jose Ramirez, MVP candidate.
Yeah. Him and Judge, I would say yes.
Yes, him and Judge is running neck and neck for real.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor, I think he's going to break out of his slump. He's having a banner season. Yeah. You actually can have 4 All-Stars.
Yeah, with Quan. Yeah.
With Quan.
Fry. Yeah. Maybe Class A. Class A.
Too.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Class A automatic. Class A is automatic.
Yeah, so Class A, Fry, obviously Naylor, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously
Naylor and Ramirez. Yes.
There you go.
And Fry can get in as a dark horse.
Yeah.
He might get in as a dark horse because they had that one last vote.
No, that's right. From the pick like 3 or 4 players. Yeah, they had that one. Yep.
So this is the year. This is the year. Because when the last time the Indians been 20 games over 500 in June?
We might be going back to,
might have to do a time hop.
Yeah, 95.
I think it's like 95. I think it's 95. That's the last time.
Yeah.
What we do in 95? Win 144.
Yep. Damn Braves.
Unfortunately, we lost to the Braves in the World Series because the umps gave them a lot wider strike zone than us. But
like
I said, this is the year.
Well, also too, they got that minority owner in David Blitzer, and he's supposed to be coming in. So when is that influx of cash and money coming in? So that's the thing. So start spending. It's okay to spend some money. They're getting it in attendance, and I can bet you they're getting it with TV because one thing Clevelanders do, they love to watch their Guardians on TV. I think it was the second best market when it comes to
their ratings is big on TV.
So there's no excuse.
This is the year.
Yeah, it kind of is
the year. Because think about this. Like you said, the AL West is mediocre because Texas is having.
You want to wait till Houston gets good again? You really want to do that? I don't.
I don't either.
I don't.
Because look at Texas, the World Series champion. They're on the World Series hangover.
Yeah, good for them.
Houston done lost 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
They starting rotation for the season. So they're literally, in a sense,
Seattle's one of those teams where I don't know. They're figuring it out.
They're
a good team, but I don't think they're great at anything.
I don't think they're great.
I don't think they're great. I don't think
they don't put fear into me or nothing.
No, but they're solid squad.
But like you said, and really, all you got really is Baltimore and New York in the East.
I agree. Yeah. This is the time to strike. You got to,
Because think about it. Minnesota always will find a way to get somebody.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what Kansas City might do because they're contending. I think they're a contender.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely agree with that. And if they get another arm or another bat,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Now you see what I'm saying now.
That's
and
thing. Yeah.
And New York is going to get another arm or another bat. Well, they got another arm coming in Garrett Cole.
Right.
Because think about it. New York got the best starting pitching rotation in the major leagues right now. And Garrett Cole hasn't thrown a pitch this season.
That's scary.
Very, very scary.
And
Baltimore is young, and they're a carbon copy of the Yankees. They're just
a
younger version.
Yes.
They're just the diaper version.
Diaper dandies.
They're the toddler version of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Right now. And they're good. So the Guardians got to make some moves.
Yeah, I would have definitely. And now's the time. You want to get fan base and more interested. That's the thing. You're getting 20,000. And then you're getting 25 to 30 on the weekends. But you make some moves as it gets closer to the postseason. You get that fan attendance up an extra 5,000 by making moves. That's money right there.
That's definitely money. So, and Cleveland has already proved the fans will come and show out if you show that you are trying to win it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
really the Guardians owe this to their fans. Because to be honest, let's just be real. Let's be serious. Guardians ain't really tried to win anything really since 2017.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They ain't seriously tried to win nothing since
Right.
2017.
Yep. They let that window pass them by, and then Lindor left, and then it's kind of like, okay, and then they rebuild again, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, you had that opportunity from 17 through 20 that you really could have taken advantage of it, and they didn't.
Right.
They squandered. It was
squandered.
expect
them to make some moves.
Good. I want to hear that. Keith. We like that. For sure. I guess you know what we'll do. We'll pay.
I want to see a parade here in Cleveland for the Guardians too.
So do I. It'll be nice, good weather. Yes. Well, November, but whatever. It's what it is.
It don't get cold here till December any damn.
You're right with this whole. I don't think this is. You know, they talk about this global.
It ain't like it is, like it was back in the days.
No, like November be cold. No, nowadays winter doesn't start until January, February, and it goes until like April or May, and then summer don't start till July.
Exactly. So I mean, like I said, it don't get cold till November, December.
I always said, and I've been saying this for a while. I think that with it happening, the seasons are shifting. We're going to eventually be like Australia, where you know what I'm saying. It just seems like later and later every year the season's starting. I don't know. Eventually, we'll be long and gone before that would happen. But hey, whatever. I just want to see a parade, like to your point, before Keith and I leave this earth. So
right. Because you know we ain't exactly the young statesmen.
No. That's
We're getting into the Golden Guys Club now.
That's right. But hey, I know something that might keep us youthful and young, and that would be Dubby. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. If you want an energy drink that you can mix at home that doesn't give you the jitters or make you crash, if so, then try Dubby. Their products have no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. Dubby has great flavors such as Dragonade, Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dub Sludge. So head on over to w.gg and use the coupon code WeLikeSports with a Z to get 10% off your order. Okay, so
teach me how to Dubby.
Teach me how to Dubby. Teach me how to Dubby. That's right. Okay, but also I'm going to teach you how to make sure you gain some money. And how do you do that? You check out the Snooze You Lose podcast with Uncle Joe the Black Bookie.
Sir.
He will get you set with his Sunday Snooze You Lose Pick of the Week. So he's been hot lately, so you want to check him out. And also, I always say, pat on the back to us over at WeLikeSportsPC.com. Great articles.
Yes, sir. Keep piping
them out.
A lot of New
York articles. I see that. He's got to be happy with that. So
yes.
Also, too, we'll stay on the money train right
ALCS
here.
Guardians versus Yankees.
There you go.
ALCS.
But, you know, maybe if you're feeling good about that selection, you'll head on over to MyBookie. That's right, MyBookie. The NBA Finals are heating up, and it's the perfect time to elevate your game with MyBookie. With MyBookie, you can bet from anywhere, anytime, so you can never miss a shot to cash in on a play. You can even live stream and bet on the games right from the sportsbook, giving you everything you'll need to decide cash out or let it ride. MyBookie really makes it easy to get paid with tons of boosted props and slam dunk parlays. It's more than just a sportsbook, buzzer beaters, underdogs. It's got it all. So head on over to MyBookie, use a promo code, I should say, We Like Sports with a Z, and they'll get you set up right there. So you want to check that out with MyBookie. So bills are paid. So that's always a good thing. Paid. Let's get into the NBA Finals. I got some thoughts on that. Obviously, last night, the Boston Celtics went up 2-0 in their series with the Dallas Mavericks. I did say on All About Sports 216, I did say it wasn't crucial. It's critical, but I not detrimental to their championship hopes that if Dallas didn't win it, they kept it closer, which was one of the things they had to do. I had mentioned that I thought Luka had to go for like 40 plus. He went for 32. Didn't get it quite done there. But here is the thing, Keith Allen.
Okay.
Where the hell has Kyrie Irving been? Only, 16 points last night, 6 assists. I think 28 points in the series to Nick Botkin's point. It could be on a milk carton. What's going on with Kyrie?
This reminds you of 2016. Remember in the first 2 games against Golden State, one game, Kyrie only scored 10 points. And then he went off thereafter. So I think with them going home, with them going home and him and Luka. But the main problem is they got to get something from the others.
I know.
They got to get something from the others. PJ Washington.
He got that blocked by, what was that? What did PJ Washington got his shit blocked by White or whatever yesterday?
Yeah,
that was pretty.
They got to get something from the others. I mean, for real, they got to get something from the others too. Because I honestly think Kyrie and Luka are going to have a game 3, where they both score 30.
I'm kind of. I think they're due for it. Home cooking will help too.
Another big point in this series is the health of Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, if you're Dallas, I mean, you don't want to root for injuries, but you're kind of rooting for an injury. I mean,
because Kristaps has literally taken their bigs out the game.
Well, he stretches that he can score from anywhere
and can score, but he had a leg injury, and it's not the leg that he originally hurt.
Oh,
it's the other leg. So, got to keep a watch on that.
Yeah, Well, I mean, I think, like I said, they always say a series doesn't become a series until, the team wins on the road floor. So right now they're just holding serve. Obviously, the pressure is on Dallas. I mean, obviously being down 2. Now, I will say one thing. There's only been 5 teams that have overcome a 2-0 deficit in the NBA Finals. Keith Allen, you want to have some fun right now? Do you care? I know you got to know one of them for sure, but is there one out of 5? Can you name any of those teams that have overcome a 2-0 deficit?
Overcome a 2-0 deficit. Let's see.
One of them was a 3.
Oh, I know about the one.
Yeah,
the one that was here in 2016.
The Cavaliers. Yeah,
because we always went down 2-0 to go to
2-0 with Golden State. Absolutely,
we always went down 2-0 go to State. Now the other ones, let me think.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay,
one of them was in the 2020s. So one of the, you know what I'm saying?
2020.
One of them was in the late 70s.
Late 70s, was it the Seattle Supersonics?
Close. Think close.
Washington Bullets?
No, think closer. Think closer proximity-wise to Seattle.
Los Angeles. Portland Trailblazers.
Yes, Portland Trailblazers, 79 Blazers.
It was the late, great Bill Walton.
Yes.
Portland Trailblazers. They went 2-0 against the Sixers. And back then, that Sixers team was literally like in conversation like the Celtics team this year.
Okay.
And like the Warriors teams of the past, because they had Doc, they had George McGinnis, they had Lloyd Free back then.
Yep.
They had Doug Collins. Oh, my goodness.
They were on tape delay, though. They were on tape delay.
No, they weren't on tape delay.
Not yet.
That series wasn't on tape delay.
Oh, that was okay.
No, but the Lakers-Sixers series was on tape.
Oh, okay.
That year in 79-80. But that series, man, wow. Wow.
Okay.
And nobody expected Portland to win that series.
No, that's what I was about to say.
And Portland was like the same because you had Bill Walton, you had Maurice Lucas, you had Lionel Hollins, and you had Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis was young then. And I mean, you had a bunch of role players on that team. Nobody expected them to come back in that series against Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, they did. They got it done. The other two,
who's the other teams?
The other 3 teams, the 69 Celtics. 69 Celtics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just barely came to the world when that happened. And that was with Bill Russell as head coach.
Yes.
Against Wilt Chamberlain and company?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yep.
The 06 Heat against the Mavericks.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the 21 Bucks against Phoenix.
Yeah. The miracle of Giannis.
Yes, that series. They were up 2-0, looking so good, Phoenix, and then they just Chris Paul'd themselves out of it. I had a feeling that Chris Paul just in my lifetime he's like the Charles. He's just not going to win a ring. It's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. I don't know for whatever reason.
But if Porzingis isn't available, Dallas got a shot.
I hope they do. I just as a fan,
because that's even though Horford still can produce, but Horford's not nearly the shot blocking presence down low that Porzingis is.
And plus, like I said, when you have both of them, then you can rotate and do all that. It just gives you more options to.
Because see, the thing where Boston got Dallas in the 8 ball is that you can't key on nobody on Boston because you key on Jason Tatum, you key on Jaylen Brown, then Holiday, and White will kill you.
White,
or Porzingis will kill you, or Horford will kill you. So it's like, and think about this: Boston's up 2-0. Jason Tatum hasn't scored over 20 points.
I saw a great meme or something today. Somebody saying this was Jason Tatum in the NBA Finals, and it's got a guy, carrying like they're moving, and he's like barely lifting the thing because this is him carrying this heavy thing. He's not even really helping, and that's Jason Tatum. But to Boston's credit, if you don't need Tatum to be the guy, and they're still up 2-0, I mean.
And think about this: when you watch the Dallas Mavericks on offense yesterday and in Game 1. What offense do they look like? That's real familiar to you.
I don't want to say it.
Go ahead, Ed. Say it.
It looks a lot like
Say it. Say it.
Cleveland.
Thank you. High screen pick and roll is the easiest to defend in the playoffs. And especially, you got to think Boston got 2 great defenders at the guard spots, and not to mention also Jaylen Brown at the three.
They played Cleveland and won 4-1. So it's like they've seen this before. So it's not like they don't know what to do.
It's easier to guard. Yeah. See the guy. They say, well, all we know that Luka gonna come off high screen.
Yeah.
Kyrie gonna come off high screen. It's just Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland all over again.
Yep.
And Dallas got to figure out a way to get some offense.
Well,
and Kyrie has to get hot too.
Kyrie has to do. Come on, Kyrie. You're better than this. You're better than this. Yeah. I will say one thing though. Watching Kyrie, really do nothing. It's making me feel better about Darius Garland because realizing that hey, there is rehabilitation. There is hope for you. And
I was a little down on Darius Garland, but then I had to check myself
before you wreck yourself.
Yes, I did. I had to check myself, and I said to myself, if the Cavs get the right coach, you could bring Darius Garland back to the fold.
That's the thing.
He's too talented. He is too talented.
Guys that can shoot the rock, you got to keep, and he can shoot.
Yes. But I think whoever the next coach may be, you have to empower Darius Garland that the ball is his to direct the offense, and Donovan Mitchell off the ball.
Yeah.
And that would be the best version of the Cavs. And then you pray that Mobley can work on his jump shot. Because honestly, I'm going to be honest. If I see the vision for the Cavs in the future, if you still have the core 4, Jared Allen or Mobley is not going to start.
Here's the thing about that. I would love for Allen to come off the,
me too. You was thinking like I was thinking. I'd rather Allen come off the bench because I think he can come off the bench and give you 10 to 12 off the bench.
And then he would make that second unit so much better. That's the thing.
Very better.
Because then he could run it. Because here's how I always say this. Second units are supposed to come in there and maintain leads or hold leads or whatever like the case may be. With Jared Allen, the way he can run the floor, then you're not so worried about the personnel. It's more of the system then. It's like Miami was when you had LeBron, you had the big 3, but then you didn't worry about it. But it was the system, it was that heat culture.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you something else. You remember the year before Golden State started going to the finals. Iguodala was in the starting lineup.
He did better.
But the year when Steve Kerr came in, Steve Kerr made a minor adjustment.
Yep.
he put Draymond Green in the starting lineup and somehow convinced Iguodala you would be better coming off the bench.
And it worked out. How'd that work out? Unfortunately,
he ended up being MVP of the series.
Yeah, unfortunately, we found out.
Right, we found out the hard way.
Yeah, right.
Steve Kerr made an adjustment and went small on us.
Yep.
Because Moscow was
that bad. Former Cavalier, you bastard.
But you need a coach that can figure out things like that. Because I think, honestly, the days of Jared Allen and Mobley starting at the same time, that's dead.
That's archaic.
Yeah, that's dead. But Jared Allen can still come off the bench. But the Cavs will have to find, they do got to find a 3-and-D guy at the 3, and they got to find a power forward. Hopefully they're looking in the draft, and I hope they're not going to do what reports have them saying that they were going to do. They was talking about the Cavs was looking at Zach Edey, and I was like, we don't need another big.
No, that's the last thing we need.
We don't need another big. And shout out to my bro, Delvis Valentine, because when I shared that in the All About Sports page group, he was like, wow. I was like, Delvis,
thank you.
I agree with you totally. I'm like, oh my, another big? We don't need 3 7-footers.
Did they make the lane bigger? Did they make them? I mean,
right. And 3 that can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't shoot.
No. We need anybody from 6'6" to 6'10".
Yes.
That can shoot, handle the rock, do everything, play defense or whatever. So that's what the Cavs need to be looking for. If they need to make a trade and get that kid from Washington, I forgot the dude's last, Ardavia, something like that. Where he can play the 3 because he can shoot.
Yeah.
Or if they can get a Troy Murphy or something like that can shoot. And you can find another stretch 4 somewhere. Watch out, because the window ain't closed for the Cavs.
I still think, to your point, the biggest need is a solid 3.
3, yes. Because if you really think about it, if you look at the East, besides Boston, who do you fear?
No one. I don't fear anybody.
Because Milwaukee, even though they're good, Giannis has been hurt the last 2 postseasons.
Yep.
And they're getting older.
Yes.
And you can have your way with Dame on defense.
All day. I never realized how short he was. Like, I always, for whatever reason, maybe I never paid attention to him. I knew his shot. He was a good rapper. He could shoot. But I never realized how short. Like, he's not. I didn't realize that.
He's only 6'3". 6'2".
Yeah, I thought he was. I don't know.
Then you go to Philadelphia, and so far they may add another piece.
Yeah,
But really,
Embiid don't get hurt.
Game and what big game has Philadelphia won since Embiid been there?
They get to Game 7, they just don't win it.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then you got New York, but New York might be trending down.
I think you're kind of right about that because it talks about Randall.
Because I'm gonna be honest, they need Julius Randle. You seen it really in the playoff series when they lost.
Yeah,
Julius Randle could have helped, and Tibbs run them boys into the ground.
That's what he does. He gets the most out of his players, but he runs them to the ground, and then I think he kind of erodes them because they get tired. They tune it out, and it's a grind with him. It's it's a grind.
Yes. And he's a hell of a coach, but he runs his players into the ground.
Well, that's the thing, too. I think here's the problem with New York. And you look at the Cavs roster compared to New York. The Cavaliers have more talent when it comes to being, I think, like scores and this or that. They're more of a gritty team, and they can win games in New York. And good for them. I mean, that's great. It got them to a lot of wins this year, and I get that. But how sustainable is that? And it's not. And the point is, they're not as talented enough where they can overcome their deficiencies and get to the finals. I you know what I'm saying? They're missing, a Donovan Mitchell plus a healthy Julius Randle plus maybe what I'm saying? Like I still think they're missing too much.
Yes. Then you also got Indiana.
that's intriguing with them because
it's intriguing.
but I still think they're just I think they're overachievers now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They did a hell of a job. I'm gonna be honest. They
Right,
did a
but
hell of
I
a
could see
job.
them where they might have peaked for a while, and they're gonna have to. They remind me of New York, kind of. They're a gritty team. They're this, that, or the other. But like I look at the Caps team, and it's like they are really, really talented. Where with the right coach and the right system, just like Dallas was, that could elevate them to the finals. I don't see Indiana and New York taking that step because not only do they need maybe maybe a coach that doesn't grind them down because Carlisle and Thibodeau, but also do they
Carlisle
need
gave Boston that series on the platter.
He said here,
it looked like he threw his old Celtics shorts on in that series. I'm just saying.
But that's the thing, I think, in the East, to your point. I don't fear anybody, and I think the Cavaliers moving forward, they're so young still, and and Donovan Mitchell's going into his prime, Garland's going into his prime, Mobley, hopefully he gets a shot, would be going. You know what I'm saying? They're at their peak right now. Their point that to be at their peak and going up and ascending. That it's like I think coaching. It's just a coach. You get the right coach, and sky's the limit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but hey. We got to figure, get Donovan on the dotted line first, then the coach.
Oh, I know what we need to talk about NBA, so we're going to move it out to La La Land. Dan Hurley today, 6 years, $70 million, says, nope, I'm going back to UConn. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, LA should have gave him more money. When you have a person come out to LA, you got to pull out all the stops.
You don't let them leave.
You don't let them leave because if you be like, okay, if 6 years, 70 is not enough, you give me a number.
Right.
That we can go on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You give me a number. Because you think about it, Detroit coaching position pays higher than LA's. What LA offered Hurley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Monty Williams makes 13. So, I mean, and Ty Lue, the highest paid coach now.
And rightfully so.
Team right across the street from you now.
Yeah, you got anybody that's got to take those Clippers on and plus he's got a title. I mean, he deserves his money.
Exactly. So that's a blunt. I don't think the Lakers are ran well.
I think they get away with being the Lakers, but if they were any other team in any other city, the way that they're run,
it'd be a wasteland.
Yes.
It'd be a wasteland. Because I mean, well, like I said, Hurley comes all the way from Connecticut to LA. You're not supposed to let that guy leave.
No, that's a long flight back.
On the dotted line. Right. Yeah. You ain't supposed to let him leave. And he evidently has some thought about the job.
Obviously, because you don't go out there unless you
don't go out there unless you're thinking.
Right.
So something when he got out there must have turned him off along with the money.
But and I like what you said on All About Sports 216 the other day when you talked about, Hurley being the kind of guy where, if you're the Lakers, you're pitching, we can win now, but we can also build for the future, which Hurley obviously did with UConn. And it's like the money aspect to your point. What do you need? Do you need to be 6 years, 90 million, 85 million, whatever the case may be? For the extra couple million per year.
6 years, 100 million.
That's nothing for the Lakers. That's nothing.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
6 years, 70 million.
That's kind of an insult.
Dude said, "I'll go back to Connecticut. I'll win a third title."
Yeah, well, that's the thing now. I mean, he's gonna, and I think that's good for college basketball. But but here's my thing: do you think that LeBron? I don't know how to, I guess, phrase this properly, but look, we're not dumb. I do think he's in talks with the Lakers and kind of, he's telling them what he's doing and vice versa. Do you think that, if LeBron really wanted Hurley, that would have happened? Or do you think it's to the point where do you think LeBron's to the point in his career where I'm LeBron, I really don't care who my coach is? I know people say that I do, but I really don't. And it's more or less the fit with the players than it is the coach.
I think it would probably be the fit with the players. This be on if Hurley could put up with LeBron for 2 years or so.
Yeah.
For real. Because I mean, that's a lot to deal with out there in LA.
I know,
Think
right?
about it. I mean, it's been a graveyard for coaches in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Darvin Ham.
Man.
He got that team to the Western Conference Finals. Nobody expected that team to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Nope.
And this year, Darvin Ham didn't have key pieces like Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
He's a good defender. He didn't have key pieces. And think about that. With all that and all that stuff going on in LA, they still, with a little luck, could have put the Denver Nuggets out.
They played them tough.
They played them tough the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yep.
The last 2 years. And he got the axe.
Thanks for coming down.
Frank Vogel got him a championship in the most adverse situation.
Yep. Yeah. Doesn't buy you longevity, I guess, out there.
So LA got to really think about their approach and their strategy and what they really want to do.
Well, I'm just curious to see where they go from here because, also too, I think the Cavs, from what I'm hearing, are hopefully going to make a decision within the next week or two. So that, obviously with the finals going to be over, they're going to have to. We got the NBA draft coming up. Yeah, yep. I think. So when people say, "Oh, it's going to happen," of course,
and we got to pick this time. So.
So
and you can find a player that can impact your franchise if your scouting department is on their job.
Yeah. You're right. I think you look at the good teams, they find somebody. You look at Draymond, we talk about the second round. There's players that and that's what
what's weird and crazy with the Draymond Green. I wanted the Cavs to draft that dude.
I loved him from Michigan State.
I wanted the Cavs to draft that dude.
Me too.
And they did. And I said, God damn.
That's what we needed. I knew he was tough, and he was anybody that's Michigan State like that and tough Izzo program. Now I don't want Izzo to coach the Cavs, but I love his players and the tenacity that they bring in the Big Ten and it's just like he would have been a perfect fit.
And I say this to the Cavs: don't waste no picks. Don't get nobody that's not coming over here.
Don't be stocking them, throwing them.
We need players now because we need 3-and-Ds.
Yes,
and we need.
Don't get people like from the Congo and then like Christian Skyanga, and then send them over somewhere and you never see them. I don't want none of that.
Exactly. You might see Jop this year.
Okay, that one. Okay, that's fine.
You might see Jop this year. Okay. Shit, way things going, you might see Travers this year.
Oh, the Australian.
Yeah, you might see Travers. Hopefully he can get his foot speed together and stuff. But
maybe he's guarding kangaroos to get his foot speed up a little bit.
I hope so. I like Travers though. I like him and Jop. Yeah, I like both of them. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting summer. I know that.
That's that's what they were saying. It's going to be definitely interesting. And as a Cavs fan, because like we were talking about it, no matter what they do or what direction they go, they're going to be in contention to be winners, and that's always a good thing. It's just
and now Bates. This could be your opportunity. Yes. Make the best. Keep working hard, buddy. You never know.
He can splash.
We need a 3.
Oh, do we ever?
You could be that guy. Bates.
That's right. Well, I guess maybe before we go into our next segment, let's hit up with some news. This is Eddie Columbus with your We Like Sports breaking news. Scotty Scheffler continued his memorable year in 2024 by winning the Memorial Golf Tournament Sunday, giving him 5 PGA Tour wins to go along with 1 arrest. Josh Gordon and Ronnie from the Jersey Shore were 2 of the celebrities at the David Njoku softball game. Maybe it should have been named the Celebrity Rehab Game. And finally, Caitlin Clark told her Indiana Fever coach that they woke a monster, referring to her snub by Team USA. If you think I'm going to make a joke, and I could make many, you would be wrong. I'm not taking a cheap shot like Kennedy Carter. And this is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sports Breaking News.
You ain't right.
I know. You know what, though? The fact that the first thing you said was, I'm not right. I did my job. That's all that matters. I did my job. You know what? It's funny, Keith, because, sometimes it's they get new stuff, depending on what's going on and everything. And I always like to stay relevant because I always feel like this. You don't want to shy away, even though there's other things that you can write that might be more catchier that you could have a pun for. But if you're not talking about Caitlin Clark and Team USA, if you're not talking about, relevant stuff with things like that, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying?
Cares.
So
for real. Nobody cares.
So we'll go
Caitlin Clark, USA Olympic team is the hot top.
And we're gonna segue into that. I know we talked about it on All About Sports 216, but since then, Stephen A. Smith came out today and was on First Take with Shannon and two others. I don't know their names. I don't want to pretend like I know their names, but two ladies that obviously played basketball, or what I'm saying, whatever. And
was it Shanae or was it Shanae?
I think it was. Yeah.
And was it? I think I know.
What's her name? Oh gosh,
light skinned lady.
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't Monica McNutt.
It wasn't. It was
other lady. I know you talking about.
Right, because I see them
Andrea Carter or something like that.
Something like that, yes. Yeah. And I apologize. I should be better, and I'm I'm trying to be. But anyway, so Stephen A. was going on his little tirade, and he didn't want them going to the graphics because he wanted to keep those ladies up there, and he wanted their reaction. And he made this almost the exact same point that I made on your show, All About Sports 216. Yes. Check it out, Sundays at 12. But here's the deal. So he mentioned Christian Laettner, and he went in and said Caitlin Clark.
Didn't we mention that yesterday? I mean, didn't we mention that over the weekend?
We mentioned that over the weekend. And here was his point.
Because Christian Laettner didn't try out. He was appointed.
Yep, verbatim. And you know what? And Stephen A. did exactly what I did and didn't mince his words. He said Christian Laettner was on there. Why? Because he was white. And that's why he was on there. Because here's the thing. Look, he had the accolades when it comes to being a back-to-back national champion. Look, Alonzo Mourning and Shaquille O'Neal could argue that they were collegiate
They could have easily been on there.
And they should have. And Stephen A.
You're right. Yep. Isaiah Thomas could have been on that team.
Could have been on there, right. But they chose Christian Laettner. Why?
Matter of fact, Isaiah Thomas should have been on that team.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Michael hated him. That was another story. But here's the deal. Stephen A. brought up a great point. And he said the reason why they picked Christian Laettner was you're growing the sport. You want more white people in Nebraska and Oklahoma and other places. Same with Caitlin Clark. And here's the deal. The USA women's basketball team have won the last 7 gold medals. So whether
they're going to win the 8.
And they're going to win 8. And that was his point. They're going to win 8. So whether she's on the team or not, it's not going to distract from the fact that they're going to win it. And here's the thing with Caitlin Clark. He was saying she's white. She's going to grow the game. The NBA didn't need Christian Laettner to grow the game.
No, they did not.
They had Michael.
They had Michael Jordan.
The WNBA does need to grow their game. Why wouldn't you take Caitlin Clark?
Check out. You could have bought shoes off of every player on that roster.
Yes.
Jordan, Magic, Bird, Barkley.
Yep.
You name it. They had it.
They had it, right.
And the problem is what people don't realize is sometimes people don't see the forest beyond the trees.
That's true.
Because everybody's saying, well, this, that. I'm like, they're going to win the gold medal anyway.
Right. I mean, come on.
They could go with 5 or 6 different squads and win the gold.
Absolutely.
Because think about Shanae's sister didn't even get named to the team.
I know. There are so many others that we could name that didn't make.
Yes.
Like, wow, we could fill the B team and go there and.
Right. And like I said, she doesn't have to play.
No, she doesn't. That was the point. Christian Laettner didn't play that much.
No. He played in garbage time.
Garbage time, exactly.
And that team was about like 10 million years far and above everybody else back then.
Beating Lithuania by 50.
Right. That's what I said. It's like you. Because think about this. Cardoso's going to play. She's a rookie. She's playing for Brazil.
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, Her and Angel Reese should have been on the team.
I agree. And also, too, like we know they're going to win the gold. It wasn't about the gold.
Because
it's about
think about
the
this.
green. It's about the green. It's about the green.
Because you think about this. So you're telling me that Taurasi would serve them better at 42 years old?
That's I mean, come on.
Brittany Griner hasn't played all year.
Right.
And it was somebody else that's, you know what I'm saying, is kind of scrutinized too. And it's like, come on.
It's not okay. Maybe Caitlin Clark. You can argue that maybe she isn't one of the best top 12. Whatever like that.
She's not.
But she's one of the top 12 shooters.
And Christian Laettner wasn't one of the top 12.
Probably one of the top 100.
He wasn't even in the top 20. He wasn't even probably in the top 30 at the time.
And then look at his career when it all comes down to it.
Right. His career was never because think about this. Clark is struggling, but averaging 16.8 a game as a rookie. As a rookie.
And she had 75 assists. I mean, she had over 200 points and 75 assists, which was like the tops for.
Yes. Now, she does got to cut down on the turnovers, and she has to get better on defense. But why wouldn't she be able to learn and pick up things from the best?
It grows the sport, idiots.
Yes.
Like seriously, WNBA. I don't know what it grows the sport. That nothing more. It doesn't have to be said. All she has to do is catch and shoot, catch and shoot, catch and shoot. I'm not asking her to play defense. I'm not asking her to.
And to be honest, her and Angel Reese and Cameron Bright are doing things.
I would have
even though, but ladies. you really don't see it really with the standings because, like I said.
No, that's
young teams. It's just like the NBA. Young teams don't do shit.
Like Cade Cunningham on the
WNBA or the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Young teams don't do jack. But like I said, they had Christian Laettner.
Right.
And then in 96, they had another rookie or somebody.
Yeah.
They have in 96.
I know we had Mark Price. We had Reggie Miller. We had all the ones that basically Shaquille O'Neal.
They had another rookie in 96.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think all teams, that's what they do because you want to, you pick young stars and you put them on your team because you know you're going to win the gold anyways. You know?
Right.
You grow the game.
It's like, come on.
I don't know. I just thought that was bad. Like I said, if it wasn't Caitlin Clark, I'm mad that Angel Reese is on the team. I'm mad that Cameron Brink's not on the team. The other young stars in the WNBA, grow your game. That's what the whole point is. It's not just about Caitlin Clark. It's about growing it with the other stars that you have.
Exactly. It's like, come on.
It's not rocket science. It's about making, like I said, you're going to win the gold. It's about making that green. It's about making that green.
Yes, exactly. It's like, really?
It's not rocket science here, guys. It's, but hey, you know
what? The youngest person on that 96 team was Shaq.
Oh, wow.
Grant Hill.
Oh, great. That 96 team was really good.
That 96 team was tough too.
You had Price, like I said, that was a fun team.
That's why I said it's like, come on now, you can figure
was
out.
Was Isaiah on that 96 team?
No, he wasn't on the 96
team. Okay, so
I
never made it. Was he ever? He was never on a team. Then was he?
He would have been on the 1980 Olympic team. But they had that stuff going on.
Well, with Russia and then
Russia and stuff.
The boycott, the Soviet Union.
Yeah, they boycotted. Yeah. He would have been on the 80 team.
Okay. Because like I said, I think Isaiah Thomas one of my favorites of all time because he was a dog. Yes. And he's what Kyrie Irving should be doing. Come on, Kyrie, get in there. You're only down 2-0.
Hey, you're only down 2-0. Series ain't over yet.
Not over yet.
And like I said, if you go back to 2016. Kyrie had 2 games similar in game 1 and 2 against Golden State. And you see what happened after that.
That is true.
So all hope is not lost.
It's not. We are contractually obligated to talk about it. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs is tonight. Between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. 1-0 Panthers and Sergei Bobrovsky is doing his thing in goalie for the Panthers. Good luck, Edmonton. There's our hockey.
Also, we got another hockey moment. The Cleveland Monsters are going to a game 6.
Game
They
6.
won on the road.
Yes. All right.
I don't know the score.
Hershey Bears.
They won on the
right?
road. Yes.
Okay.
That's your hockey news for the day.
The Calder Cup dreams are still alive.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's what it's all. That's what it's about, Keith. That's what it's about.
Right.
Yeah, because like I said, I think that with hockey, like I said, we try to be better with it, but at the same time, it's hard for us because no Cleveland team. The Blue Jackets are horrible. So I mean, it's not.
It makes
it's
you
not
not want to talk about hockey up
Yeah,
here.
I'm sorry. I mean, there's other great pods out there, and they do their thing, and you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I just want to apologize.
And it ain't that we don't like hockey. We just
it hurts too bad.
It's
just no.
But hopefully the Cleveland Monsters can force a game 7.
Right. Absolutely. In 2016 they won it.
Yeah. They won it in 2016.
Calder Cup champions. Yeah.
Yes.
Them and the Cavs. That was fun. It was fun. I was gonna do a great debate. I think maybe we should do at least one. I don't want to play the music because I just don't want to. So we're not going to. We're going to override.
Already.
We're going to override that. But I guess my question is, and I was thinking about it all day. I'm like, I just want one between me and you.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and say this. The New York Yankees. I'm gonna keep it Yankee centric here because they are the okay. And the debate question will be: the New York Yankees will win the World Series this year. Keith, you can either have it yes or no.
Yes, they will win the World Series.
Well, go ahead, Keith. Take it on here.
Unfortunately, they'll have to go through the Cleveland Guardians first to get to the World Series, but they will beat the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. Because let's just be real. The LA Dodgers are flash right now, looks good right now, but they're always flatline during the postseason.
That's true. That is true.
They always flatline in October. And I think Bryce Harper and the Phillies got what it takes to get there to the World Series. But I think the Yankees are going to take them out in 6.
Wow. I'm going
with the MVP, Aaron Judge, along with Juan Soto and Garrett Cole, is going to win 2 games in that series.
Wow. Well,
and
then
I'm going to streak down the street naked.
Oh, wow.
With my old school Reggie Jackson jersey on.
Oh, I like Mr. October right there. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, now I have to take the position of, it's not unenvious for me because I don't want the Yankees to win the World Series. It's going to be hard for me to say they won't win the World Series when you got numbers of like Aaron Judge, 24 home runs, Juan Soto, 17, Giancarlo Stanton, 15, Verdugo's got 8, Rizzo's got 7. I mean, they are a machine.
Verdugo look like a whole different dude, man. I don't even recognize that guy.
I will say this. I think they're going to run into trouble in the World Series because I think the issue is then when I talk about the American League, I think there's formidable challengers with Baltimore and Cleveland.
Yes.
But I don't think Cleveland and Baltimore. I think Baltimore.
I don't think they both have enough.
They don't have enough.
New York. Yeah.
I think Cleveland has the bullpen. The trouble is getting to that bullpen with the starters not being able to go.
And you might have to get to that bullpen very early.
Yeah. And Baltimore, to your point, I love what you said about them being diaper carbon copies of New York. And I think for some reason, Baltimore has one of those things where even in 96, when they were supposed to win it, and then obviously they didn't, the Yankees took them out. There's just something with Baltimore and New York where New York kind of has Baltimore's number when it comes to things as well. So I think where New York is going to come into trouble is the World Series. And what happens in the World Series usually is the better pitching kind of happens. And I don't mean better pitching because, it used to be where the better pitching did win. I mean, it makes sense, obviously. But it seems like with teams lately, you look at Texas and you look at some of these other Washington in 2019, it's not that they're per se the better pitch team throughout the year. They just find a way to piece it together with the timely hits. And that's something New York has struggled with sometimes in the postseason. Look at Aaron Judge, bats 212. He's not exactly the kind of player that you get in the regular season. And I think that's the down where the National League team, for whatever reason, is
now, which national team do you have going to the World Series?
I kind of like your Phillies take. I like that with Bryce Harper. I think I think
Philly to me is a more complete team
than
LA to me.
Yes.
I don't know why LA they got Mookie Betts. They got
I know you look at them and
like an all-star team.
You know what it comes down to? I would say this. To me, the Yankees are like the Dodgers, but and Baltimore is like the Phillies. The only difference is Baltimore isn't tough like the Phillies are. They have the talent like the Phillies, but that's why I think New York gets past Baltimore because of that whole toughness thing. Where when the National League, because the Phillies are so tough, they overcome the Dodgers, where the Baltimore doesn't against the Yankees, and that's the difference. I think it's those 4 teams. I think the Guardians is that 5th team right there, but that's why the Yankees don't get it done. But let's be real, I wouldn't be surprised if New York, they're singing that song and they got champagne going on in Manhattan. So, but that is our great debate. And feel free to chime in with your thoughts on social media. If you disagree with us, well, it's going to be either one or the other. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be me that they're going to disagree with. And that's fine. I love you, New York.
The news.
Hey, New York, a city so nice they named it twice. So
right.
There we go. But that was fun. Like I said, hey, anytime I can have a debate question with you, Keith, and it's more to your liking with the New York Yankees, and you can say nice things about your team, it's always a fun time. It gets us to closing time. Yes. Keith, what you got for us?
Closing time. Shout out to Dave Njoku and them. They had the celebrity softball game over the weekend up in Eastlake.
Yep.
They had a little halfway scary situation where the backup tight end collided with Deshaun Watson at first base. But Deshaun Watson is healthy.
Good.
Quarterback is healthy. He's good.
Good.
But shout out to Travis Kelce for winning the home run derby too.
And he did it without Taylor Swift in the crowd. So that just shows he is his own man. He is his own man, Swifties.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all I have.
Okay.
One thing I didn't mention. Also, congratulations to Coach Kevin Stefanski and GM Andrew Berry. They both got extensions.
Yes.
The Browns this past week.
You see who also got one today?
Of course, Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
3 more years.
Yep.
I said, oh, wow.
No motherfucker won't ever leave us alone.
He going to see Justin Fields through and through.
Yeah, good for him. Like I said, I hope that
good for Mike Tomlin, though, for real.
Yeah, for real.
Good for Mike Tomlin. Congratulations.
Yep.
He going into his 18th year with Pittsburgh.
Jeez.
And think about this. Kevin's going into his 5th. And think about this. If they do this right, we might have the first 10-year coach for the Browns in Lord knows how long.
Since could it be ever?
You know what? I would say since the Paul Brown days.
That's what I was going to say, Paul Brown. But after that,
the Paul Brown days. After that,
I don't.
3 years here, 4 years there, 2 years here. Yeah.
We had Forrest Gregg, Bertigliano. We had Sean was only 5. Belichick.
And shout out to Kevin Stefanski, because I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the ones that was at your neck.
See, hey, at least right.
But with 5 quarterbacks, Kevin, you got it done.
Yeah.
11-6, even though the playoffs didn't go as we hoped. But you got it done. But you got to win a playoff game this year, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Win a division. How about you start there?
That, too. And shout out to Andrew Berry, too.
Yeah.
Now, the drafts have been, but
free agency's been awesome.
Free agencies,
man.
He's been free agents.
Yeah, he does.
So, shout out to both of them.
Nice.
And shout out to Jimmy Haslam, if you really think about it. Jimmy, I think, learned trial by error.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so far,
Stay out that way. Stay out the way.
He's basically stayed out the way of this regime.
Yeah.
For real. He stayed out the way. And
just build us a dome. Just build us a dome.
Dude, it's happening. Trust me. It's happening. Brook Park, it's happening. Like I said, make it happen.
Okay. Good stuff. Closing time. Keith Allen getting it done. My closing time is, don't have much. I just want to say, hey, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we like sports, but we like you. We like you tuning in, and check us out during the week and on our social media and our WeLikeSportsPC.com. And until next week, everybody have a great weekend. Go whoever team you root for. Go team. Go team.
And follow We Like Sports on TikTok as well.
Yeah, do that.
Yes, along with All About Sports, 216. Follow on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah. But no name calling on either page. No name calling. You can state your opinions without having to call people out their names.
Yeah. Well said, Keith. And on that note, peace. Peace.